Hi everybody, how's it going? Daryl here. Moving headlights are a staple in any lighting professional's arsenal. These can be used in stage plays, nightclubs, churches, and in my case, mobile wedding DJ applications. Today, I'll be reviewing this Both Lighting 150 watt spot, the Both MH-150S. So while that model number doesn't quite roll right off the tongue, I'm not gonna let that curb my enthusiasm. I am so excited to be reviewing this light. Both Lighting has been an awesome company to work with. Both Lighting has really nice lights that have awesome functionality and reliability, and they come at a really affordable price. So Both Lighting sent me a couple of these from their USA warehouse, and they sent me 2 of them in a flight case. And I have a link in the description below, so you don't necessarily need to buy these in a flight case, but that's what I got, and I'm really excited. All right, so it came to me in this flight case, and then that's a look at the casters right here, and notice that there's a locking mechanism on each corner. Of course, it features 2 butterfly latches, and it has these divots so you can stack these on top of each other, so if you have more than one set. So it comes with 2 manuals. You have 4 of these quick and easy mounting plates, 2 for each mover. You get a DMX cable, 1 for each mover, and 2 PowerCon cables, 1 for each mover. And so you have this middle compartment, that's just where you put all of your goodies. So it's just a little over 22 inches wide, 13 inches deep, and a little over 25 inches tall from the ground with the casters. And if you wanted to remove the casters for whatever reason, it's about 21 inches tall. It's a little bit tall, but it fits really nicely in my Subaru Outback, which is notoriously not very tall. I might need a different scale, but it's about 34 pounds empty. So these are about 25 pounds a piece. So a flight case fully loaded is almost 100 pounds. That's pretty heavy. Something also worth mentioning, I know a lot of people like to keep their mounting hardware during transit. So when it's time to get to the gig, they just pop it out of the flight case and attach it to the truss. But this flight case is perfectly molded for these movers with no mounting hardware. So you have to take off the mounting hardware before you transport this thing, unfortunately. It's about 18 inches tall with the mover pointing up. It's about 15.5 inches when it's pointing forward. The bottom base is 7.5 inches deep and about 10 inches wide. So this thing is made of like aluminum and plastic. It feels pretty heavy duty. This feels like a quality mover. Some of the movers I've reviewed on this channel, they felt a little bit flimsy, and I was a little worried about the build quality, but this one, I don't have any of those concerns. This feels like a really nice mover. The beam angle is 15 degrees with a zoom angle of 6 degrees. These movers can pan the full 540 degrees, and they can tilt the full 270. It features a 3-facet prism. It has 8 static gobos, not including just the open one, and 6 rotating gobos. So that's like 16 gobos in total. I do not think the gobos are replaceable. There is no slot to open this to change them out. It has 7 colors as part of its rotating color wheel. As mentioned, it's 150 watts, so that is pretty bright in the world of moving heads, which is crazy because this thing comes at the cost of like an entry-level mover. Okay, let's take a closer look. So it features a 4-button LCD panel. Something that I really like that you don't always see with budget movers is that it has a couple of handles. The base is recessed a little bit so that the handle doesn't come out and protrude too much, but it protrudes enough that you could like strap this down to a totem or something. And on the bottom, you have some places that you can attach your mounting hardware. So you have to attach these first, then attach your mounting hardware right there. Then you can attach your favorite mounting hardware on there. So here's what the front looks like. Then on the back, we have this robust cooling fan and this heat sink mechanism to make sure that this doesn't overheat and it lasts a long time. And on the back, we have PowerCon in and out and DMX in and out as well. All right, let's go ahead and plug this thing in. No on and off switch, this just automatically turns on. It has like this calibration process, so it takes a little bit to boot up. All right, it's booted up and it's ready to go. Okay, let's go through the menu options. So right now by default, it's on DMX mode, on a 16 channel mode. I click menu to change that. So this first menu option, I can choose like the DMX address, regardless which DMX mode I'm using. Just up and down, pretty standard operation. Okay, and then there's run mode. So there's 4 different modes of operation. There's DMX, there's auto mode, sound active mode, and manual mode. So if I want to adjust, then I go to like DMX mode, I click enter. When I go down, I click enter. And there's various different types of auto mode. There's 1 or 2. Okay, there's sound active mode. I think there's only one kind of sound active mode. And then there's manual mode. So pretty much you can set a static scene using all of the various parameters that this light fixture has to offer. So you can adjust like the pan, the tilt, which is like the positioning, the dimmer, the shutter, which is strobe, the color, the different gobo. And yeah, you can adjust all of that so that you can set this and forget it for like a production gig, or if you just need this to shine on one spot, you don't have to bother with hooking this up to DMX. Let's put it back on DMX mode. That's what I'm gonna do eventually. And so then there's setup. You do pan reverse, tilt reverse, change like the display. You can change like the screen reverse. So if you're hanging this upside down, this is where you adjust like the type of DMX mode. So there's 16 channel mode, 14, 12, 10. You can adjust the sensitivity of the sound active mode, 85. Yeah, I think that's fine. And you can reset all of these settings as well. Yeah, this menu I think is the same one that my Chauvet has. Then you can look at the system info. It says like the current temperature, the DMX address. That white text with a blue background is not great on this camera. I apologize for that. But all right, let's go ahead and demo this thing. For today's demo, I'll be using my favorite DMX software, SoundSwitch. But you can use any DMX software that you'd like with these movers, or auto or sound active mode. So I do have a SoundSwitch preset pack for both lighting lights that includes the 2 spots included in this video, 2 moving head washes, uplights, and pixel tubes. I'll drop a link in the description below. Enjoy the demo. Alright, so what do I think about these moving head spots? So I think that these are really robust. I think they're constructed really nicely. I think the brightness is really good for most mobile DJ applications. It has all the core functionality you'd expect out of a mover. I think that the prism and gobos are serviceable, but I'd love to see a motorized zoom to adjust the beam angle further, a more interesting prism pattern, and possibly a wash filter. And these have a larger footprint than I'm used to working with. And the huge thing I like about my minimalist both lighting setup is that it's really compact and small, where I have like my both IR4s and my 360 pixel tubes. So these movers are a little bit bigger. I'd classify these like as a medium-sized mover as far as like the realm of like wedding DJs, but it's approaching on the larger side. But I do think that these are great for venues big and small. The price is extremely nice with these. These lights offer a ton of value, and I love the cases. I love that there's an option that you can get a hard shell case that is perfectly fit just for this light, opposed to most lights on the market require you to buy like a generic case that was designed to accommodate a ton of different styles of lights that don't fit perfectly. It's a downside that you can't transport these with the mounting hardware. Not a huge problem if you're going to put these on top of totems, but if you're like me, going to put these on top of a gravity stand, I need the mounting hardware installed. But it has that nice center pocket, so I can just place that right in there. And I have high hopes for reliability and quality that I'm used to getting from Both Lighting. So what are your thoughts on these Both Lighting movers? Have you tried these movers? Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and please smash like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.